Pleasure, man.
No doubt, same here.
I was inspired when Boom invited me up here. We told me we was gonna have you on here.
Yeah,
I told him it was like you're a legend to me, you know what I mean?
All right, man.
Barry started moving furniture. He said, "Yo, I'm there. I don't care what's got in the way." So,
Yeah. I was blessed to be around you when I was young. So, you know what I mean? So, you know, I was out in the street, you know, hustling and rapping. Though I was good at it, but you know, in Jersey, we were like isolated from New York, you know?
Right.
So to see y'all, to be around you and Tame, I done been to shows, I done actually been with y'all. I was little though.
Right.
But to see that, you know, y'all legends to us, celebrities. So to see y'all doing it, that gave us the, oh, this could really happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was blessed to be around Redman, Tretch, a lot of the people, you know what I mean? The first album, Between a Rock and a Hard Place, where was your mentality at when you was making this first album? Was you trying to like go platinum, or y'all just was, you know, at the time just?
I can tell you right now, we was making joints, man. We was, first of all, we was having fun because we had a budget in the studio to eat, and we in New York, we not home. We were making a record that we felt like, you know, everything we learned or everything we had been through as artists, as b-boys, as a graffiti writer, as, you know, just a fan, we knew when we was done that we had something special because of the way everybody else in New York was acting. So, you know, we pretty much, you know, with T-Ray, you know, vibing out with him, you know, because he did the majority of the album with us, but he did the production, and he gave us an identity, you know, where we didn't realize this fun we was having was about to turn into things that would solidify our career for 30 years or more. So it's like, to make a record that you always wanted to make, you know, we were able to meet a lot of people, you know, from this record, but doing it, yeah, we didn't think Wrong Side would be the song that would be the, you know, anthem for graffiti artists and things of that nature, but we knew that a lot of people dealt with us because we were like them. No different than you said. We were regular, still regular, you know, and I don't care how much success or money comes with it. If you're not a grounded person to understand, like I thought when I went to the label all the time, like this is not what I thought it was gonna be. So, you know, it was good though. It was fun. That's the whole process of doing all that in the beginning. I would hope it's like that for a lot of artists in the beginning, but because we came in a time where that was, where all these things were happening for us, we wasn't thinking about the competition when we was gonna wind up at the same week. Redman, Method Man, 8 p.m. We was like, whoa. You know, we got Heavy, Keith Murray, everybody crazy. Everybody was coming, Biggie, all in the same weekend or day as us. Like, the label was like, yo, y'all held your own. Like, people really like y'all. We was like, okay.
Definitely. I remember seeing Wrong Side on, I'm gonna say Rap City. And,
I mean, when it came on the box, too.
Ed Lover and them on it.
Yeah, UMT Raps.
And definitely Ralph McDaniels. Seeing that, you know, like I said, seeing Norp, you know.
Right.
Because even today, I heard you talking, and I remember when I was rapping in the studio in New York, they thought I was from Queensbridge. Like you said, they thought you was from Brooklyn.
Right, yeah, because
you know,
they look
and they
at
always say that, I know that for a fact. You know, we wore Timbs a lot back in the day. They always thought we was Brooklyn. They always said that. But I gotta say rest in peace to Tame. I was around Tame a lot. I remember Symphony Hall with Redman.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I was around y'all. I was young.
I remember that night.
Yeah,
that's when Redman, that's
young,
when Keith Murray was out there too.
Yeah.
And we said, oh, the fast can't be me. He's like, yo, come out on stage. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, why y'all up there, yo?
It was a blessing to see that, and you know, I mean, y'all had us tagging up. You know what I mean? Is Boom Squad still the thing?
Boom Squad is still official. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, as you can see on Facebook. A lot of things going on Facebook, you know, and it's like, you know, it was like when Tame left, it was like the whole squad went in disarray, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? When your leader goes, is, who's in charge next, or who's the one that people are gonna look to next. Shout out to Jay Byrne, Rhino, Max, Jay Byrne, Jay. Is hold your head. I mean, everybody gonna get it together, but Boom Squad is active.
Definitely. Like I said, all that. Seeing Tame. I mean, you could go. I'm from the South Ward.
Okay.
You can go on Chancellor Ave and see.
Right. All over there, boy.
You know what I mean? To
He
see
was
his
the
name,
hillside.
to know that and to see that, that's a blessing. Now, you yourself, right? You have 7 solo albums. I know you have like 11 albums.
Okay. It was probably more. I was more
Yeah, like
say
11.
7.
But they say solo. They
Right.
say 7. I guess you got I think it was that Immortal album you won an award
Yeah,
for.
see, now that might be, I can't forget about those 2 Immortal
That's why
albums.
they
You
say
might be
11.
right. You might
That's
be
why
right.
They say 11.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all see why I brought Barry on this? Like, this the historian,
look,
the
he-
aficionado right here.
Nah,
right
because-
there. And I got to think about K-Def and the Jersey
because,
connections.
Like I said, coming up, man, like you mentioned them, man, that's to us, to Jersey, like that's what we got. That's our Tom Brady's and our champions. They made it. You know what I mean? They made it. We don't make it from this pavement over here. Cause we hold, we got a lot of self problems over here. We don't make it. We don't hold each other up. But like,
Right.
I respect what you did bringing them on here, cause they need to know this. Without him, there ain't no me. That's real. There ain't none of all these jerseys. Ain't none of without artifacts. Ain't none of that. They held us up.
What's up?
You know what I mean? So like I said, being at Symphony Hall and backstage, they back there, Redman back there. You know what I mean? To see all that, I mean.
Yeah, one thing he's right about is when you have a totem pole of so many artists, me and Tame, even though we was told not at the bottom, we had to look up, but it just through our own power. You gotta understand, me and Tame was like one of the only groups to come out not under somebody. We came out on our own.
I mean, even hearing that, it's kind of like somebody who, when Facebook first started, and you like, well, I was a part of the team.
Right.
That when Facebook started, it's like everybody else on the outside looking in. So you could be, it don't matter where you at on the totem pole, you was there. You was at the beginning. You did something that somebody, I like to call them abstract moments, right? And there's something that nobody can add to or take away from. It's yours. And in that thought of the abstract moment, I know I'm not done. You got more questions to definitely hop in.
Yeah.
But what is one abstract moment where you, performing wise, wherever, where you was just like, we've all had those experiences. Like I remember I scored a 99-yard touchdown. They put me back there by mistake to go block for the other dude. The ball fumbled, came to me, picked it up. I ran it 99 yards in. I still can't. I still in the life of me like, I did that? Mm-hmm. Have you had that abstract moment where it's like you can't add anything to it and you can't take anything away from it?
A few times that happened. I think for me and Tame, though, this happened in 2016. There's a festival called the Hip Hop Camp, but it's Hip Hop Camp in Czech Republic. Tame never been there before, had never performed before there. I had done it twice. Me and Chaos did it once together in 2006. Then we did it again. I did it again in 2009. And now me, Tame, and Chaos together. Is in a hangar, and it was like at least 5,000 people in there, maybe. We did an interview in the truck, but when Chaos went in to set up for the sound check, there was nobody in the hangar. We do the interview, they was like, yo, it's time for y'all to get ready, boom, boom. We hear all these fucking people. Tame was like, yo, what the fuck? We get backstage, we had to go around. I see DJ Spinner, a couple of other dudes go up on the stage, and it's so fucking hot. We was like, yo, Tame was looking at me like, really? We really about to do this? I'm like, yo, yeah, I told you. You can even look, it's on YouTube. Put in Artifacts Hip Hop Camp, KAMP, 2016. And that was a building full of people who I knew only came in there to see us because it's a festival. So this is a lot of people, the main stage is going on. EPMD is on stage while we performing. I think they might have got on right after their show started after we left out or something like that. But to know, all those people came in there to see us, and they knew all the words to the songs, and I'm looking at Tame, he looking at me, and after it was over, I went back past Spinner, and Spinner was just like, I never seen y'all do that before. He said, I never seen nothing like that, L. I'm so happy. He gave me the biggest hug, because the one thing I know with me and Tame's music, me and Tame as artists, me and Tame as people, we always have been accessible to the streets. We would never, I don't know how you want to call it, too big for our own self. We never have people feel like they couldn't take pictures with us or autographs or anything like that. So I knew those people in that building was no different than me and Tame. So they always felt the connection to us because of that. And listening to the music, we never talked about nothing else but just spitting. So for people of that nature, it's like going to a sports bar. I went to a 49ers bar in Orlando, and everybody in the spot had jerseys on. I was like, hey, yo, I never seen nothing like this before on Overload. But that was because they all had a purpose to be there and come together like that with the jersey on. So it was like that being in that building. I was like, yo, they only here to see us, Tame. You realize that? There's nobody else performing after us.
Right.
So this is something that, we knew before that it was always bigger than me and him. We knew we belonged to these people rather than them belonging to us as a fan.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing right there.
Yeah.
What the second album, that's them?
That's them, yeah.
What was the mentality making that? Was that rough? You know how they say the sophomore test?
Yeah, we tried a few things in the beginning. We tried to get Buck back on, tried T-Ray, and we tried to, do all the things that we thought in the beginning would get back to what we started from, but we met Sean J. Period. Sean J. used to come to the studio when we was doing the first album. He was in a group called Down South on Atlantic. I knew he was the producer, but the beats he gave us on that second album wound up being us being too early for the sound we were trying to make. That wound up being the raucous sound, to where, say, me and Tame was trying to do something different on That's Them, advance a little bit. And we looked at Sean J as that person to take us there where, say, like, he was like an early version of, say, what we felt of a genius type of thing, because Sean was bringing stuff in the studio, weather vanes. He didn't have a shaker, so he put grits in an oregano jar, made that work. He brought a refrigerator rack. He rode a train from Brooklyn to Manhattan and used it like from the train route all the way to, you heard people talking, the train, put that in, return to the wrong side, put a microphone inside of a garbage can. He had a car in the garage that used to backfire. So when you hear the beginning of where your skill's at and you hear that funny noise, that's actually a car starting and the mic in the garbage can. So Sean did a lot of stuff where non-sampling came into play. And we still had the gritty joints. We still had the finesse and finesse joint with Jamar, finesse on the track with us on that. We just wanted to do something different, and maybe it was ahead of the time when we did it, but like, it's like that movie that didn't blow up, but when it got to home and video and all, everybody, now it's a cult classic.
That's
So.
I would say, just even what you just said with him putting the microphone and the thing, black people are undefeated.
Word, yeah. My man had all the, I used to trip Sean doing that stuff. When he came in with the weather, and for Art of Facts, all through the track, he's playing a rain stick, like just up and side down, and you hear this. I'm like, yo, dude, you're crazy. But it worked.
You give us nothing and we create gold.
It works.
It's just crazy.
So, the second album was us saying like, all right, I know we probably can't curse, I don't know. All right, shit, it's gonna be edited anyway, so y'all gonna see Chinese theater. We was like, fuck that. Let's show people what we really could do, because we didn't want to be the fluke. We didn't want to be the, come out hot and burn out later. And we just like, no, we have more. And with that second one, I think because of the tracks was different, I won't say it was like how we was different where say it was so much where people didn't want it. Like, I hope they didn't expect us to do what we did on the first one. That's how you differentiate yourself from other artists. And for us, people was like, yo, y'all got better. Like, as far as from the first album, like, even sonically, the record sounded so good. So, we came with the Ultimate as a single. Unfortunately, me and Tame didn't get to that point as far as pushing that record like we probably should have, because we went through a little breakup. And that wasn't because of anything between me and Tame, but that was coming from the stresses of trying to be on a major label when they're not really, really supporting. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're working for yourself. They just putting out the records.
Yeah, it's that machine.
Right.
Jersey, Outsiders. Y'all like?
Yes. See, like, Outsiders are like how you say. Outsiders are like Artifact's cousins.
Yeah.
We almost like another division of us, and all our little, not say brothers and sisters, but really like our cousins that we know, and they spit too.
A lot of people don't know this. I'm probably get a lot of hate for this, but when you hear Eminem and all that,
oh yeah,
that came from over here.
Talk that.
It came from Outsiders. That came from Jersey.
I literally
a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know because and I ain't taking nothing away from homie, but this Jersey right here.
Yeah,
if you go back and do the research, you'll see him around
here.
Young Z and all that.
It's footage. It's real footage.
Well,
Missy Elliott out of her own mouth was like, I don't know who this dude is. White boy. He be in Jersey. What's his name again? Eminem? Yo, he gonna be crazy, but he was.
Even in Wordsworth, he even told me stories this weekend when I chilled with him about how he was in the battle circuit and how he got discovered pretty much. So, but they did touch him when he came out here. Pace rocking out with him. He's in the video with Eminem. You see him clear as day. So they had a, heavy influence on him.
Yeah, we definitely big Jersey. We don't get it, but we definitely big Jersey.
Right.
We definitely, you know what I mean? Because we got anthems.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I tell people that's what make us different. A lot of our groups made big names for themselves. When you talk about, even when you talk New York artists, we got our green cards at Manhattan in New York from Naughty. Uptown Anthem. Once they made that record, like I said, you couldn't go to New York. You snuck uptown to get buzzed. You really didn't want nobody to see a license plate, nothing like that. Uptown Anthem came out, Jersey cool now. Shit, we go uptown, we started saying where we was from, and say, yo, what, Jersey? Oh, okay. Like, all right, Jersey dudes, all right, okay. So, everybody, they went through it just like we did. So they knew, they got the acceptance.
I got to throw the sponsor in there real quick, one more time. This episode is brought to you by Clean Everything LLC, or Clean, what'd you say?
Clean all things, clean everything. We gonna sparkle now. That's gonna be the calling card.
And this is the business spotlight. So you also do have, you gave us a lot of the music business, but what else are you doing outside of the music? The hoodies, the hats, whatever you got going on.
So I've been making t-shirts for years, since early 90s, since 96. I've taken on the role of just like making sure that everybody could get their hands on something with the Artifacts logo on it. Started with the shirts. I got brave and started doing hoodies, and just went from there. I always felt as though you should have merch, have a brand. If you got a brand, use it. Being at all these shows and being on these tours, a lot of cats see you. hey, got merch? You got any T-shirts? And we're like, no. You know how much money you missing out on? You not having merch at shows where you got. So I make sure to always have stuff. I have a card readout. Whatever you want to use, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. I'm at the table lit up with a tablecloth with the logo on it, where I had to be more professional, and people really were taking me serious and knowing like, okay, we get it, L. You're not up here to have fun on Instagram. I'm not posting animal videos and cats and dogs. This is a really, really, really serious thing. There's a reason why they give us these social media pages that's free. Use it to your best ability. So that's how I treat the merch. And I always had a dream that one day I'm gonna do a show and everybody in the crowd just got all artifact stuff on. Hat, shirt, hoodie, whatever, something, but everybody in the crowd got it on. So I'm trying to chase that dream, and for anybody that want to know, like, is this business of doing this when you don't have, there's no factory, there's no manufacturing person behind the curtain, none of that. It's me talking to my friends that I work with, put orders in, get your stuff. You do the drop shipment and all that stuff like that, and print on demand and all that, but everybody, please listen to me. Have merchandise in your crib. You want to have inventory, because the day that you tell somebody, like say, your uncle, he come over to visit, and he see on your page you got hoodies and T-shirts and this and that and the third. Great uncle want to buy something from you right there, but great uncle don't know nothing about the internet. Oh, I got to order this thing, and when I get it, like 5 to 10 days, how about have it at your crib? At least 2 dozen if you don't want to. If you don't even think you're going to sell, like, just do a little bit, but have it. You're going to be somewhere where you're going to be talking like that. Where it's at? Oh, it's right in my bag right here. It's right, it's at home. You want to order now? Hey, when I get home, I'll mail it to you. Come drive me to the crib. I got it at the house. So, be a smart businessman, because you will play yourself. If you somewhere and you do something, like you said, abstractly dope, and you never thought you were going to do it before, and you ain't got the thing to sell right there to pop it off for you, you're doing a disservice to yourself. So always understand that, just like myself, these are at home, and you can do it yourself. Everybody don't need Shopify. You do got to pay for that account. You do know that every month. If you don't sell no merch, you paying that fee still. You might have mailed it to them. Yeah, they'll leave it up to you. I hear myself. I want to make sure I'm messing up the microphone. So you have to take it upon yourself to sell yourself. Nobody's going to sell yourself like you're going to sell yourself. So make sure that, when you're doing what you're doing, exhaust all avenues of what you're trying to do. And just always think of Deadpool, maximum effort. With everything you do. That is not a joke. Maximize every effort, yo.
How did, well, I'm like, how like sometimes you get like 10 questions in your head. Right. Like, which one should I go first? How did your sales do when you went on that Czech Republic, the concert?
See, now, because I always bought merch, this one time. So the festival had people selling the merch for you in a big tent, but you had to pay them to do that. So I was like, okay, what time did the merch table thing start? So I had a big suitcase. Came in there, and this is grass field and shit, dirt, gravel, everything. I get it in there. They had a table. They had other tables here for other people that were gonna be there. And I told the lady, like, she said, yeah, you can leave it here. I said, I'm not leaving nothing. I set it up, did everything I needed to do. And I said, and we didn't go on until like 6. So 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I left my hotel room, and I was in that tent all damn day with everybody else. Me and my man DJ Tricky, he was doing Redman's gear at the time. I see him, we speak. He smoke, I smoke. I'm over here, and So, you know, we doing this, and the whole day I'm selling the merch, and, you know, people walking by, I go out, walk out the tent for a minute. Oh, snap. Yeah, I'm in here. Come check it out. And so I'm doing that, and until I left, you know, the lady was like, yeah, we'll do it for you until you go to your show, whatever. Came back. Actually, I went from my tent, she told me that you were good, and I went to another tent, brought stuff. They told me, yo, you put some stuff. They just wanted me to hang out there. They had weed for us, food, put my stuff up there, sold stuff over there. Went back to the tent. Okay, it's time for us to perform. Don't worry, we got you. Do all of that, go see we take pictures, hanging out, and I go back now. Almost time to shut it down. I'm like, damn, I'm almost done with the merch. I'm doing good. And the lady was like, okay, so, you know, we're gonna give you the money that we made for you while you was away from the table. Cool, she gave me that money. But then she's like, okay, so I know that I have to put my money on the table that I made selling all day.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, now I got a hoodie. I'm like, everywhere is money, every pocket. I'm just, like, so she's like, damn. She's like, wait a minute though. Did you do this by yourself? You did this, this was when you were in here today?
Right.
And like, she was like, oh, well, no. That's all yours. Because if you did that all day, we didn't even help you.
No, that's solid.
Like you was only gone from like the table by 2 hours. So
Jersey.
we don't need to take no fee because they was taking a fee from you to do that, maybe 10% or something like that. But I'm like, no. She's like, I saw you. Like you even ate your lunch here. Like, yeah, man, I ain't going nowhere. Let's do it. Cause I saw it. I was like, yo, if I leave now, I'm going like that'd be dumb. So I just stayed there, and that was good. You know, a lot of times I tell people, even if I don't have shows now, I just do a pop-up. Because people know that I'm selling this stuff on Instagram. They know that when they order it, and I have a merch page and everything. I made the merch page different because I didn't like people who just pressing the button, order. Hey, look, there's no factory back there. I got to make this stuff at a time. Those hoodies, couple at a time, 4 dozen maybe at a time. Sell them. Sorry to tell y'all like that, but it's like selling weed, like selling drugs, but it's that. So this is what I mean. If you have that mentality of that drive, you know, to flip things and do things that you know can work and have a business mind at it, but have all of the tools for business. A lot of people don't even like dealing with the internet. Like, oh, I don't like Cash App. I don't like. Just be on the up and up. You know, sometimes people get reported, get cases on them, but you know.
I seen something online. You got markers too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that online too.
Yeah. Actually.
Were you out there bombing too?
Yeah, but not as much as Tame. You know, Tame was like, yo, the things he was doing, my pops was like, even when he saw me in the Bronx looking at all that stuff, I'm looking at Train. Well, get home looking at, we all watching stuff. It wasn't no 3 TVs in the crib. You go dip off. This is like, we all watching TV. I found it. I was like, damn, okay. And we watching it straight from New York. Oh, we watching this? But he liked it. And he was like, okay. But if you think you're going to be doing that, you crazy. So I don't know who house you're going to live in, who friend you know you're going to be with. 'Cause when you get caught doing that, I ain't coming to get you. So it wasn't no going to do that. I tagged up and anything like that, did a few things here and there, but that's why in the video, man, Tane guy, I'm the art part, you want facts and rap, talk to L.
That was the influence. Like they had us out there doing.
Yeah, we got a lot of people.
We had us out here.
We got a lot of people in trouble.
3, 4 in the morning, downtown. Like that's what I mean about influence. You know what I mean?
And I'll tell you, when we put out Wrong Side, and we did a promo tour in Cali, came back home like 3 weeks later, and we landed in Newark, got in a cab. We coming up Central Avenue like, oh, from the bottom of Broad Street, like, what the fuck? Yo, down here was bombed all the way up Central Avenue. Now, mind you, we used to live on South Orange Avenue, and that's why we had a song called 31 Bum Rush. Because at 31, we would get on that bus to go to the mall. So that was the longest bus ride going somewhere to get fresh. So you had everybody. Hey, yo, that bus, that inside of that bus, when we put out that record, was insanely bombed out. I mean, like, great. All the buses, all the 31s going to the mall was like, I mean, paint markers galore. And you got all the art stores in the mall. So people getting on and off the markers. It was just crazy.
You know, it's wild because even to see how much of an influence you are, Barry said it, and then now you see whole buildings just like pumping. We just gonna put murals up.
Right. You know, I think they figured it out where it's like, you know what, damn it, let's just get them.
Especially in Jersey City.
Right.
Especially in Jersey.
Yeah, as they got all the murals there. You know, even when you go out of town. You know, San Francisco is like that. Oakland is like that. I know a guy, my man Buku One. Buku is responsible for a lot of these buildings being like that. You know, people hire him. Imagine that back in the day, not having to sneak a damn around, get arrested, graffiti task force. Hey, paint my building, man. I want it to look nice. Word now, look nice.
It's the same.
So you guys do more than just, you know, tag on the wall now. Like,
facts.
We've been trying to tell y'all that.
That was a hell of a nugget. I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all paying attention. The business, he just gave you so many nuggets. I'm just sitting up there like, yo, like be on top of your own merch.
Word
Don't
up.
let somebody else do the work for you.
A lot of them companies, they'll be having good T-shirts. They'll be having the Gildan shirt. Gildan has good soft shirts, but not knowing them people to tell them that they're going to do whatever shirt. The print job going to be crazy. It's not going to be soft cotton. Think next level T-shirt. Think Totex T-shirts. Don't let them set you up. Sometimes maybe, when you do your own and you send it to Shopify, do the shirt that you feel like, you know, this is about being involved in your product. When you're doing it, you want to feel it because you want to wear it too. And if you're wearing it, that's not going to make the next man hesitate. So you got to think about all that stuff.
There you go. I can't put nothing on top of that. I guess you got anything else?
No, I wanted to ask you a quick question. One more question.
Yeah.
The artifacts. Did one of y'all write that?
No, this dude named, if y'all remember this clothing line back in the day called Third Rail. Third Rail was a company from California. This guy name was Dante. He had a company called Pawn Shop Press. And he did a lot of logos for a lot of artists back in the day. He used to do all the Cypress Hill album covers up to the album Black Sunday. He did Funk Dubious artwork, layout, everything. So yeah, he was the one responsible. I mean, and a lot of people think me and Tame did that, but over the years, when you see it so much, you wind up knowing how to write it after a while. You know, your rendition, but yeah, that
I always wondered. That was just
definitely
question,
Dante. And then now, this dude now is just a famous independent director. He ain't, and super nice with the graffiti, and he's an older guy now. People don't even really know.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That was always a question in my mind because I seen it growing up.
Yeah.
And I used to think, we all thought one of y'all just.
See, they more or less probably thought Tame did it, and then because he was the graffiti side of the group, and then they saw my tag, and they were like, "Oh, so you probably did it." I was like, "No."
That'd be dope. Like as they, gentrify and change the neighborhood, East Orange, Newark, and all that stuff like that, as if they just kept like the brick wall of something that was tagged right and just put it in a museum. Put that in the hip hop.
Yeah.
That'd be fly. Instead of having somebody like replicate it, like just take the brick because they could cut that stuff out. Especially with all the laser cutting and all that stuff.
Right.
Just cut it out. Just put it in the hip hop.
So I guess if somebody feels it's important enough, they'll do something like that.
It will. It will.
Last question for me. In this digital age, how we seen graffiti get gentrified, we saw marijuana get gentrified. Any NFT situations for artifacts, gear, merch, music, so forth and so on?
I was looking into it. I ain't gonna lie. Had a couple of people approach me about it. Actually was about to present something. But as I understood, with these NFTs, they're no different than making records. Yeah. You have to promote them. And, you know, I with the company that I was gonna work with, even when they asked me about doing it, they was like, yo, so do you do understand? Like, I know, but y'all do have to understand everybody not like Snoop Dogg. You're not gonna have people at the beck and call to put all these things together and, you know, it works for him. It's not gonna always work for everybody. And I found more like you have to be the artist. You find yourself or other people buying more NFTs and selling them because they're not the original printer person doing it, artwork-wise, drawing it. You're always gonna be looking to buy some artwork for somebody or them to do the artwork for you. And being an artist, yeah, I would want to have control of that. But then for me, it's still, you know, you have to promote it. You're going to promote it just like anything you're already doing, just to get the attention to make people go in. But then when he was like all this going into the metaverse and making more content, and which I understand what he's talking about. But like I said, at the end of the day, doing that for me, I'm doing with the music. I can't do the music part and then think I'm gonna be doing a lot more music in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get what it is, but I've seen a lot of people slow down from a lot of that stuff because they having issues, whether it's getting paid and they Bitcoin and this and that. So, you know, I always looked at that like a gamble. I remember when all my friends went Bitcoin, all these different coins, they was stocking up, this and that. None of my friends talked about that shit no more. None of them. Like, they be monitoring it. Look at my coin doing this thing. I'm like, no, but like, you got like mad coins. You got mad coins, but then now it's just the one Ethereum coin that's the one everybody use. So whatever it's like, they had one that was a rabbit, a fox, or whatever like that. I'm like, so once people learn things, and then you got everybody doing podcasts. What the NFT? Like, either way you look at it, I had a dude, a professional guy talking to me about it, and we all on the thread. I said, at the end of the day, if you're not drawing it, you don't own it, and if somebody ain't buying it from you, you just, like I said, it's like the stock market. Another way to use the stock market. It was another way to get people to do Bitcoin in a way where you're telling them that you can only spend this money in this form, in this way. So it's real technically, but not. It's like, you know, food, air, I don't know. you can't taste food, air. So it's like, I can't feel the money.
Right.
But it works in here.
Right.
So you're like, hey.
Got you.
So it's like rapid questions, you know what I mean? Not that we in a super rush, but thing. You're in a rare space, especially in this day and age, 2023, to even to say that you rub shoulders with Big. So was it a short experience, long experience? Did you get a chance to like really chop it up with him, have a?
I've seen him a few times. I remember when the first time I seen him perform Party and Bullshit, Webster Hall, New York. He had a red champion hoodie on. He was walking around. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna say something to him. He was standing there, I was standing right next to him. I was like, yo, you gonna perform that part? And I felt like the little boy was talking like that bologna ham and
Damn, cheese.
you know what I'm talking about? So when I'm talking to him, I was like, yo, you gonna do that joint Stretching Bobbito play? He was like, what shit? What? I was like, Biggie got the hype shit. I said the whole hook. He was like, hey, yo, how you heard that song? Well, you heard that song, like, Stretching Bobbito. I heard it the other night. That shit was fire. He was like, but bro, you heard? I said, man, is you doing it or what? He's like, nah, I ain't doing that one. He said, I'm gonna do the one with the Party and Bullshit joint. I was like, okay. And that's when I seen him do it. Everybody looking like they were fighting. I was like, oh shit, these niggas really. Oh, can we just all get along? Oh, okay, you got me right there, bro. It looked like they was really fighting up there. I saw him do it there and the Palladium. I see him do it there. Then He did a show in Irvington. No, I want to say it might have been that night he was at Symphony Hall.
He was down there.
Remember, he had the B on his that.
Yeah.
He
Is that
found
the one where Wu-Tang got escorted out the building?
No, that was Zanzibar.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. The shit with him, we talking about he had the B on his jersey, and then he found himself at Crystals in Irvington. On Stuyvesant. And he's in there, and people was looking at him. He by himself. I want to know where they started talking to him. So he like, da-da-da-da-da. And I rolled up some blunt. He was like, "Oh, you want smoke?" We went over the little side behind the thing. People was coming over like, "Hey, yo," the girls was scared to talk to him. It's like, "Yo, that ain't that dude." I was like, "Yeah, you chill with me the whole night." So we was good. Then the next time I seen him, me and Tame saw him. Passport office in New York at the Rockefeller Center. And Faith was with him. We see him coming, he gets straight up, the whole leather jacket, Gucci sweater, and she had a big fur coat on. And she didn't see us. We saw him, we was like, "Yo, Faith!" She was like, "Oh shit, nigga, what up?" We go over there talking to her. Biggie just sunglasses on. We like, "What's up, Big?" We're like, "What up, niggas? What up? All right, artifacts." That's all he said. That's all he said.
That's enough.
And then the next time we seen him, and the last time we saw him, was when him and Lil C's was on Sway and Tech show. When he was on there cursing and rhyming, talking. That's when his leg was fucked up too. We was on the air before him, and we was doing the interview. We was done. Got finished rhyming. We leaving, and the elevator door. We get in the elevator, go downstairs. The elevator door opens up. Biggie come walking in. He like, "Artifacts." We like, "What up, yo?" But we was kind of like frozen. She was like, "Damn." He was like, "Yo, y'all niggas is dope. I heard that shit. I listened in the car. Yo, y'all niggas was dope." We was like, "All right, bet." But we were just so stuck because Diddy came like right behind him. We left, went to the hotel room. We listening to this nigga in the car, in the hotel room. And we are listening to like, oh my God, like, yo, he gonna have to leave from here after this. And we was in it there, and we left San Francisco, went to North Carolina, I think, or DC, I think North Carolina, and turned on the radio, and all this shit, music playing, we listened to the radio, like, the fuck they playing all this Biggie shit for? And then people started talking on the radio like, "Yo, Biggie going," we're like, what? We just saw him.
Wow.
So y'all was at the radio when he was in L.A.
Not L.A., but in Oakland.
Oakland. Y'all out there.
KMEL.
He never came back to the East.
No.
Oh, okay.
And we had just seen Lil C's at the Gavin Music Convention in New Orleans. We was going from, all right, so we had just did a show with Lil Kim, all the whole Atlantic Records, everything. We get in the van, and Lil C's get in the van because he going to the same hotel. Lil Kim was staying in the same hotel too. He got in the car, and he was like, "Yo, I got some new shit, yo." We rolling up in the car, we smoking. He plays 10 Crack Commandments. When the beat came on, we like, "Hey, yo, that's J-Ro the Damager used that for the Battle of the Beats intro for Hot 97. He was not no more. Now it was Biggie, and that shit came with the 10 Crack Commandments. What? We like, yo. Yeah, he just took the beat. Like, it was crazy. And the shit came out like the way it did. And he was saying, this was Valentine's Day. And he told me and Tame he was going to Cali because Big was already there. So for me, the time frame was crazy because we went to LA after he went and did more shows there and did radio, and that's when we saw him at KMEL. And to go away and he was gone after that, like, wow, we just saw him. So that was kind of freaky. And we were still on the road too. We didn't make it back home until maybe the 14th, maybe a week after we did that. And we went to DC and all that, and Maryland. And then we got back home and it was just funeral. We was like, wow, like we just saw this dude. So yeah, Biggie, you know, just having him knowing that he was with Faye, but then we knew We saw him. We was all happy when we were talking. We was like, yo, let's stop talking to her right now and leave him alone. He's like, she was like, yo, we got. It was like, all right. So that was pretty much all our interaction.
Faith. I got Faith too. I gotta give her props too.
Word up.
Can you imagine though, like
I met
You
Biggie
wo-
on Vassar Avenue in Newark
Yeah.
because Faith lived over there.
Yeah, right.
I met him when he had his leg broke. He was sitting in the truck.
But just hurts all the facts. Like, I'm good right there. Like,
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, like things happened in this
Yeah,
rap life to us where I'm like, you know, things you would never expect. Like you said, another abstract moment.
yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
But this thing about people selling their catalogs.
I just seen Justin Bieber do his.
Yeah, I saw that on the news earlier. What do you think about that? whole thing?
That's for him. You know, you gotta understand he's been going through a little sickness a couple of years for these last 2 years, and I think he's probably looking at it like, you know what? I'm probably not gonna be doing this shit for too long. So let me get this bread now. I can probably still work, but that's a big payday for yourself off of things that he's done since he was a little kid. 15 years old, maybe. Usher found him? Maybe even a little younger, I think. So, you know, maybe it was time for him to do that. You never know how people live, you know. They live a certain way, you start running out of money, all right, let me do something else.
Dr. Dre is about to do it.
Yeah.
Now that's all right. There's something behind this. With Dre, because you don't get his catalog.
Yeah, I think
I was like, all right, there's something behind. They know something we don't know. They're not just doing that for no reason. I just think the value of it is going down. Me personally.
well, if it be a lot more people doing it, it'd be, you know, it shouldn't be like a guy like Paul McCartney signing, you know, letting his stuff go. Even when Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog, he's like, damn, how you do that, Michael? You're supposed to be my friend.
Yeah.
This is a business, bro.
I just think the value of it's going down. You know what I mean? With music, you know, the value is the person. Because like Justin can sell that, but as long as he's physically active to tour, he gonna make money out there forever. As long as he can tour. You know what I mean? It's the health. That's the only way you can outsmart this game: the health and the merch.
Yep.
Because when you sign to them big companies, that's the gift and the curse, right? You know what I mean? So if you do have the power to sell your catalog for $200 million, you figure out, how old is Justin Bieber, you think?
I would give him his like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Or like a Dr. Dre. He already rich. So
All he doing is stacking.
Exactly. And that doesn't have nothing to do with any of your Apple deals or your new music, you know. So I just think right now it killed it. I mean, you're not selling records no more. You're not making money. You got to sell gazillion streams to make money, man.
That's another reason why probably, you know, you're thinking about, you know, Justin Bieber getting older. And he's seeing the younger guys coming in behind him too. So I think he's really thinking about it like, I ain't gonna be doing this forever. And because he's been sick. You know, his health, like he said, health.
Yeah, I saw like even when it was on the news, he had that hat on, but I think he had it low, it cocked up, so when his eye does that twitchy thing that you really couldn't see it.
Yeah,
and I was like, damn, that's
I
wild.
just think the value of it is gone. It's so much of it. It's like an overflow of music. We ain't gonna say all of it's good, all of it ain't bad, but all of it's good. So, you know, somebody come through and say, yeah, man, we're gonna give you $300 million for
Word
this.
up.
What you gonna do, man? I mean,
My man's like, yeah, we're gonna take all that off your hands,
we're
bro.
gonna take it off your hand.
So you on the House of Boom podcast, you know, put a number on Artifacts.
Artifact catalog.
Put a number on it.
My thing is this, you know, I'm still building my catalog.
Okay.
You know, so it's like for as many, and I know I've done a lot of songs. I just tell people if they want to know anything, go on YouTube and just put my name in, and you'll see so much. I mean, like, it's ways of survival, and that's one of the ways. You know, when other people want to do songs with you, and they know your caliber of rhyming, and if you're able to still do it in a certain way, you know, in which I'm very fortunate that I am. I try to go to the gym as much as I can, work out, breath control, everything. These things matter when you up on that stage for an hour. I've seen people give up after 20 minutes. And I go up there and do an hour, they be like, how the fuck did you do that? Bro, you doing that? How did you do that? I'm like, dude, like you really gotta, and these cats, I was in New Mexico when I did that, and I know they know I'm 50. These dudes is around the spot, they getting high, but they all their songs was what they was doing. They was sounding so depressed. Death, depression, death, sadness, just no happiness about what they doing. I went up there for that whole time, and I didn't wait till, I didn't want to go last. I waited till all them dudes was in the building. Nobody was outside getting high no more. I was like, all right, this is what we gonna do. For a whole 45 minutes, went crazy. Finished doing that, and them dudes was looking at me like I was an alien. They was like, yo, how old are you? I was like, why? It's like, yo, you look like you had fun up there. You had me and had fun. Like what was you thinking about up there? Like, dude, y'all gotta get it together. Like, that was fun what I just did. Y'all went up there before me when y'all was doing sound check. Y'all was running out of breath. Y'all really don't understand that for me, this is not a game. It's not a game to me. Y'all treating this, y'all gonna understand when y'all get older, but in order to do what I just did, yo, can you give me some advice? Go take your ass home, write your rhymes, and when you stay them in the mirror. See what you look like when you're doing that. Really look at the mirror and do your movements and move and act like you in front of somebody, and don't be scared. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Yo, can I buy a shirt? I'm like, yo, I'm like, it was just so like, wow. And you talk to me and da-da-da-da. I said, yo, look, this is when you talk about school, that's what school is for. Like, we need a class for all of these dudes. Like, you gonna be learning how to, cause you good on the rhyming, but your flow gotta be better. You got the dope punchlines, but you don't know how to set them up. You can sing and rap. Let's utilize that, So, but these cats don't think about that, and there are no more labels of, say, like a guy, like in the Five Heartbeats movie. They manage it. You got the dude, I'm gonna teach y'all dumbass dudes how to dance. And he gonna teach y'all to do this. So it's like, there's no one to tell these cats what to do, how to do. And that's why the music sounds like the way it do. That's why these dudes use their vocals behind them on stage, because they don't know no better. There's nobody in their crew telling them like, hey.
Come on.
You might not want to use them words. That's why I was glad Jadakiss said that on that damn battle with Dipset. I was like, yo, I was screaming at my TV like, yeah, Jada. They need to know that. They need to know that. Yeah, I remember like one guy told me he only did it because everybody else did it. Dude, it's called learn your songs. Then you can go up there and spit them like you want to and change the flow around when you're doing it. But when you got them words behind you, you'll say your dumb ass run out of, it's still going. Bro, come on, This ain't Soul Train.
I think he's right about that with the creative. I caught a lot of flack on YouTube for the interview we did where I was talking about us being like how everybody looks alike and sound alike. It's basically like whatever's winning, we doing that. It ain't nobody to tell us, like you said, about the flow or how to perform. You just gotta wing it.
Yeah, when you know people are your friends, or when people are not afraid to tell you if you're wrong. How many women you met that I asked you, like, if I gain weight, will you still look at me the same?
You tell them no. You tell the truth.
Yeah, so you're gonna tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah. Right.
But if you're a real friend, and if you was like a real dude, like, yo, babe, look, I'll just say this. If I see you getting to that point, I'm gonna take your ass to the gym. And we're gonna get in there together. 'Cause obviously, I ain't motivating your ass enough to get up off the couch and do this and that and shit like that.
That's a bar.
So you can, it's things you can laugh at it. But some women will take it seriously, where it was like, oh wow, like, especially when they get older, it's just like us dudes our age get a certain time, we ain't got no more six pack. So, you really got to look at how, when you do say that to somebody, you're saving them for a bigger downfall than trying to be a yes man.
So I got two two collaborative questions for you. Since we talk about being in the gym, I'm big on the gym. So
I can tell. I can tell.
you know, a little bit. Can we get a workout in?
Yeah, I'll be at the Blink Gym over there, Central Avenue.
We gonna
So I'm always there. I haven't been in a while, but I got to go back. Now I got a reason to.
yeah.
But
And, that's gonna happen. And can you or Barry get something going? I don't know how to stylistically how it goes.
I'm always open, so
definitely.
we could definitely work out.
Yeah, that'd be classic right there.
Definitely.
I see you took a picture of one of my partners I work with, Rashid Chappelle.
Yeah.
You and Buck Wild.
Yeah,
I
we
work
got the
with
radio
Rashid.
station.
Yeah. That's my man.
Rashid's a good
But yeah,
guy.
definitely, man. That would be an honor, man. To do, like I said, wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And that's just being real.
We
you know
got
what I
it.
mean? And I told you that before I was here.
Yeah,
I told him that on the phone.
I'm
I said, yeah, you know what I mean? That's just real, man. Because like I said, you know, the inspiration, you know, we ain't had nobody to look up to be like,
And look,
I seen him.
We didn't
this dude
either,
on
but
TV.
we had people, but they didn't always mess with us. Like, I would say industry guys like Biz Markie befriended me and Tame, and more importantly, like Brand Nubia. Like they didn't.
Red, right?
Yeah, and Red. And definitely Red. But like Red was at the time was with EPMD and we was with Brand Nubian. So when Red got in Hit Squad, he came to Tame house and knocked on the door, but he put his jacket up against the peak hole. So when Tame looked out the peak hole, he's like, yo, what the fuck is that? And I looked in there and he's like, move, let me see that again. And it's Red holding the shit up. And we see the Hit Squad shit. We open the door. This nigga like, I fucking did it. I was like, oh, wow. I did it.
That's one thing about Jersey, man. Like, I was on Bloomfield. I've been around Redman a few times, too. But I was literally on Bloomfield. I had talking to Redman like he just was, like he worked there or something, you know what I mean? Like I said, I was kicking it with them. Like, Tretch. I've been around Latifah. Lakim Shabazz. I didn't want to disrespect these guys. We had two guys. It was like brothers from Jersey.
Twin Hype.
Yo, man.
You know what I mean? Like growing up as a kid and seeing that, you like, yo, like this
right
is
in the Holiday building.
You know what I mean? To see that, that's inspiration. I think that's what is missing a lot. Cause some people, I mean, I do understand it's crazy out here, man. But to be able to have a conversation with someone you see that you look up to or they doing something you do, that means a lot. Coming from being an artist, you know what I mean?
No doubt. That's the
Jersey,
thing.
man.
That's the
Jersey.
thing I'll never take advantage or take for granted. I'll never look at myself more than what I am, but I just know that there's a lot of dudes like yourself that look at me and Tame in a certain way and want to do what we did and what we're still doing. So I understand that, and that's why I extend. You see you go on YouTube, I do mad features with everybody. So it's always feel like everybody got to get a chance to drive the car. You know that dude that got that fly ass car, when you be riding in it, you be like, damn, I wonder if one day he's gonna let me try this motherfucker. I want to see how fast it go. You had that guy that make you be like, yo, you know what? Go ahead, take it around for a spin. Even if it ain't yours, let's just let you see how that shit feel. And sometimes if you become that dude friend, he gonna always let you drive. You wanna drive today? I don't feel like driving.
Nah, that's a blessing. You said something earlier. I was watching you was doing your thing, and you was talking about like hip hop, right? Like how they. Both of you were talking. You were talking about like how rock and roll. You know Mick Jagger them still on tour. I believe, you know what I mean? But
Right
the thing
now.
with hip hop, what they do, what the media does, they it's the labels. That's all it is. It's old school.
Yes.
That's what's killing everything.
Yeah.
It's just the people doing it. It ain't like, let's say it's L, Redman, DOS Effects, right? It'll say old school hip hop. It just won't be like hip hop show.
Yeah.
Or it'll put the year on it. It won't just say hip hop
90s
show.
show.
And that's just the powers that be controlling it, man. And that's what
And-
I think
and
it's
you gotta
our
think
people
that's
that
the
got
dudes.
to.
But-
Right. And it's got to be people like yourself that got to get in there and move it around and say, you don't say, 90s rapper Elder Sensei. No, you say Elder Sensei. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's messing with it, you know what I mean? Because they labeling it. And then
I mean, they could at least change it like old school hip hop legend. How about that?
Right.
But see, anytime when you put that on there,
Do that
Yeah.
to the
you're
rock and roll
you're
dude.
you're labeling it, which lowers the value of
Okay.
it because they don't want
Even with the legend. Even with the
yeah,
legend.
because they don't. It's messing with the money. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I've
Only
never
thing-
seen them say 80s artist Paul McCartney.
Nah,
No.
they say Paul McCartney.
That's it.
Wow.
And
Even today, you see Mary J. Blige. They don't say 90s.
they say hip hop queen, whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just
Queen of
what they
hip-hop.
doing to hip hop.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And that's the major thing about it. Even like you'll see, they even do it. They got the new tour now with Rick Ross, Cameron, all them. It's like legends of the streets. You know what I mean? Those words dictate everything.
Because there's also a calling card to who you want to come to the show. So
Right.
like, so
You're
like,
limiting everybody on this
if it's a
age.
younger crowd,
Yeah.
and they have little such and such doing the show, it just say his name.
That's it.
If it's us doing the show in the city, it don't matter. It could be any random city. They will, like you said, brand it as
90s,
90s
hip hop,
throwback.
old school.
They always gonna say 90s throwback edition of this Friday night, first Friday, with this old school DJ. Everything is from the 90s. And so they're getting this crowd of us, 50 and up, or 45 and
Right,
up.
like that.
When you're trying to say your music's for everybody.
But at the same time, they're also saying we're doing this to generate this age group to come. These little dudes may not show up.
But yeah, because
They'll show up, but they'll show up because they know it's possibly they're gonna have a good time.
But they labeling it is not making them
Right.
come to the concerts. But that's what they doing to
I
it.
mean,
So,
this is a teachable moment. I'll be
So-
honest with you. I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, because all the shows we do, all of the flyers are like that.
I mean, that's just a golden rule out here with rock and roll. He's when he was over there, that's just a golden rule. They don't do that. You just see Bon Jovi on tour.
Right.
You don't see old school rock and roll legends.
Whites of old.
Richard Marx.
You know what I mean?
The
You know
whites
what I
of
mean?
old.
So, I mean, that's the powers that be, and that's the things. Like I think the festivals are for the underground and things of that nature. They don't really do that on the festivals. They just
Like festivals work, they just put your name on there and you go.
you just go.
That's what I said, the Czech
and
Republic
it's a
thing.
mix too. So it might be Lil Baby on the festival, and the
Yeah,
artifacts on
yeah,
the festival,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you'll be there and learn about the artifacts.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Because you're like, damn man, this is hard right here.
That's how hip hop camp is.
But do you think, does hip hop or does the industry pick and choose who they do that to?
No, because when you think about the person who's doing the festival, if they're doing a festival where the majority of the artists are your legends, like he said, hip hop camp. One hanger, main stage is itinerary of when these artists are gonna go on. People are gonna go and see what they want. Main stage, everybody's out there. So young, old, new, whatever. They're watching EPMD on stage after EPMD. This main stage after EPMD, P Rock and CL Smooth. After P Rock and CL Smooth, a whole nother, maybe Dot Space. Well, Smith and Wesson, that's who it was. Smith and Wesson was on while we was on. So you had to make a choice. You gonna go Smith and Wesson? You gonna go see Artifacts? You gonna miss Smith and Wesson to go see Artifacts? And then while Artifacts is on, oh snap, EPMD about to go on, what we gonna do? You in where you at now, you gotta stay where you and watch the whole thing.
It's a career in it.
Yeah.
I think hip hop is extended, right? I think even the powers that be extended. To be honest with you, if you remove the money from Jay-Z or whatever, he just flexing on. I'm still making music.
Right.
L's still making music.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just think the powers that be, it's the whole thing. They're hurting it by labeling it. That's how they break us apart. That's how they divide it.
Yeah, there's so many different names for the genres. You got the conscious hip hop, you got the hardcore hip hop, you got the trap hip hop, you got the
Drill rap.
right? You got all these different,
Right. Because it's old school everywhere, right? You go to Chicago, you got Lil Durk in it, right? But you got Twister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Still relevant.
It's, You know what I'm saying? I just don't. They're just not getting the promotion that everybody else is getting. The
makes
festivals go.
That's how it always been.
Yeah, the
always
festivals. There's a whole, and I had to learn that. There's a whole movement of hip hop that we don't hear. That's really like fluctuating. And you know, there are young guys. I sat in the studio with one guy and I was talking one time and I was talking about some 2000, and some 90s hip hop. And he knew what he was talking about. And I'm like, hey, man, how you know about that? He was like, yeah, I went to the festival. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, oh. And you look on the festival roster, like you said, it had artifacts. It had artifacts, Lil Durk, this person, it had an R&B singer. And you know, if you ain't leaving to go, you getting all that.
Especially,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Rolling Loud and
Exactly, exactly. But you're not, you know, Madison Square Garden is just gonna be, you know, so and so and so.
Right.
Or if they go, it's gonna be the '90s tour.
Yeah, it's gonna be us, Smith and Wesson, Rock
Wu-Tang,
Next Monster.
Throw Wu up
about
there.
some hardcore.
Yeah, it's gonna be MOP. Yeah,
Right.
Craig, my man Craig G. We all gonna be on the list. I'm about to do a show in March. Sadat, and Craig G.
Yeah.
And the '90s is a '90s night, so we
Tell me.
out there. And Diggle Craig G came out in the '80s.
Cause like that Wu-Tang show, like you don't know how many people are getting put on Wu-Tang music by that, and it's funny because we know it, man. You know, half people running around talking about Cream and they don't even know where it came from. Like it's funny, like people don't know our slang and everything, and they, you know what I mean? But
The origin story.
Take force feeding.
that's what they doing to us, man. They controlling it. But I heard you say that before. You know, y'all was talking about that, and that's.
I mean, everything you're saying is just it shows me how much you can compare like hip hop to sports. Almost
I always do that.
Yeah.
I always do that. You got to
like when you came out, you said like some rappers have the career of a running back, and you see most people, if you're watching this and you don't know sports, like that's almost the shortest career you can have in football.
3 years?
4 years.
3 to 4 years.
4 years, depending on how your knees hold.
So you're like an alien if you go 7 years and bring it back up.
It's like Adrian Peterson, how?
Yeah.
But Zeke is done. We
done?
know that.
Yeah?
Yeah, he a Niners fan. How many running backs y'all done went through?
Zeke was finished
done,
last
you
year.
think?
He's done, man. I mean,
And
not done in the sense of like
I don't think he
not
want to be
playing
there
football,
no more. He don't want to be there no more.
but done in the sense of being a premier back, being the dude that
He took a lot of punishment.
He's
for
a
couple of
legend,
years.
so he'll probably, you know, like you said, I think you said before, he'll probably end up on a team.
He's gonna be on somebody that's gonna need a running back like him.
Yeah.
But his first few years, bro, he was
delivering
battle
and taking
ram.
punishment.
He was a battle ram. He was
When you
busting
run that hard?
everybody. And when he was in Ohio State, he was like that. So
That's how, I mean, I'm just referencing, 49ers, but, Terrell Davis, who ran that system, he lasted longer than most.
Yeah.
The 49ers run the same system-ish. They got some updated stuff like that. But when the last time y'all had a consistent running back where y'all say, like every year the 49ers got somebody nobody heard of running the ball.
Even we had Mostert and all that too.
Yeah.
The most consistent running back I always said we ever had was Roger Craig.
Yeah.
And he lasted for a minute. And Roger Craig was no dude to run from punishment.
Right.
He gave a lot of punishment out.
Right.
So we had him. Ricky Waters was real dependable.
Mm-hmm.
What am I talking about?
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Frank Gore.
Frank Gore, but he's a mutant.
Yes. You see his son?
Yeah.
You saw his son? You see his son play football?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that little dude had how many touchdowns? Like
300, 400 yards.
that one game,
That
300
game.
plus yards. Like this guy is out of his mind.
Yeah, he's a mutant, but it's like rare. So, but when you chose that position specifically, and people don't know, it's the shortest career in the NFL, and it spoke volumes, and nobody caught that. That's why I'm bringing it back up. That's why that longevity and everything that you're talking about just makes sense.
And this being, wherever we go from here, I'm gonna just say it like this: the style of hip hop that you do is what will also make you last. And because of us talking about a running back like Zeke, and that he is that rare guy that passed his 4-year limit, even though where he's at now, because of the style he played is where he's at right now, and where being a premier back, and then for Pollard to come in, he's the old school out of the two. Whereas, like, you know, he ran his course, but the way he ran, and where you have more of a say, who can I say, like right now, like a premier back, but more or less.
Saquon could kind of claim
Maybe maybe like that, like okay, because
he runs hard, but not all the time.
He want McCaffrey money.
Yeah,
McCaffrey is that guy. Even when in Carolina, was that guy.
Who your squad, by the way?
I'm a Raider fan.
Oh,
I ain't really got nothing.
Look, y'all got a good running back though too, but he got hurt toward the end. So.
Yeah, but I ain't really got nothing to say right now.
But
it's rough over there.
The style of hip hop is where your longevity.
Right, because I know I'm not this mainstream MC. I know I'm not going to be the platinum. I'm not going to say never, but I'm not going to say that right now, right away, the style of hip hop I do is going to make me like be this other person. Because the style of hip hop I do, when you too skilled, is when people are like, well, you know what? It's too wordy for me. What's going on? It's a lot of happening. I don't know what that meant. It's clever, but that guy always gonna be second to the guy that's just the party guy.
I will say though, the following that you have, that's cult like.
I'll take that.
And that's the difference between the person that like you today and tomorrow. The person like me, the Artifacts fan then, and I'm a fan now. This flyby, you be good today, going tomorrow, man. I don't mess with him. I think that's the difference, man. I think the type of artist, you know, that keeps memorabilia.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. That's the luxury of that. Real fans and family, real fans.
And that's the only reason why I'm still here. Any and everybody that approached me, I tell them all the time, like, look, you just gave me energy. That's going into a song, bro. Some kind of a line or something in the hook. You know, I'm only here because people still want to hear me.
I think we're gonna start landing the plane right there. I'm gonna ask Baif to do one thing. Could we go out on some of his music?
Wrong side or something new shit?
We go something new. Actually, you go on YouTube, put in The Way I Feel, and it's gonna have a video.
So we're gonna go out the way you feel. The way I feel is this is a dope episode. Elder Sensei, you've been a gym, bro.
Hey man, that's why I'm here.
I hope that people
I'm here
really
to spread knowledge.
Go and take their time and listen to and digest this episode, because I could tell, you know, not being I'm not gonna say I wasn't a fan. I'm not gonna say I wasn't a fan like that thing, but I'm discovering you more about you now than I ever knew before, and I could see the way your mind works, and with that, how you deliver things, the storytelling.
Right.
And it just means something. And I hope that people who watch this episode really just take the time, digest it, even if you got to break it up in parts, because we were talking for a minute. I want to be able to give you a chance to plug yourself with everything that you need to be plugged on, and we're going to go from there. And then Barry, I'll let Barry plug himself. Matter of fact, let me let Barry plug himself. Since he's the guest, I'm going to let him plug himself last, and then thing. So make sure anybody will find you.
Twitter, Barry Bonds with a Z, BarryBondz. On Instagram, the same way. And on Facebook, Bonds World, Bondz World, man.
Bonds World. Make sure y'all follow him. Now you got the floor, big brother.
So you can follow me on Instagram. So anybody that's following my old page, Sensei from NJ, don't follow that no more. L_DA_Sensei SENSEI. That's my new Instagram. Facebook is my government. Elder Sensei Williams. Follow me there. If you want to buy any merch, definitely follow me on IG, because that's where everything is at. It's attached to my Facebook, but go to my page. You see all the merch there, all the music there, any flyers, anything. Just follow me on that page, and you can do anything you want besides be naked.
Yeah. Oh, make sure y'all follow her. Make sure y'all buy some merch. Make sure y'all understand This ain't drop shipping. That's at the crib, so you might have to pick it up. Whatever you gotta do, get it in your hand.
Yeah, I'll tell you the shipping fee, and look. I'm gonna sign your box. I'm gonna sign your bag. I got mailer bags with the logo on it. I'm gonna sign that too. You get stickers and everything.
You got all that. Our sponsor is Nas. I'm saying Nas. Nasir, the owner of Clean Everything or Clean Everything.
Sparkle now.
Sparkle now. You got the illest drop. You better use that, Nasir.
Word up.
And this is the House of Boom. We are out, but we're not going to just leave just so fast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe too. But we're going to let some music rock real quick for a few minutes, for a second, just to give you. I'm going to shut up now.
Check for my PNC, NC, and like the Mechadon. Turn up like the volume in the boom box when I record's on. For real, still can't feel no peer pressure, even with the extra arm. Something must be wrong. I go hard on yellow stars with a purple heart for Lucky Charms. If you roll up, hold up, I smoke you out until the Dutchie gone. And how you biggin' my music up in this bad boy for the record like a puffy song.
I flow vengeance, quote the dope sentence.
Cause yo, my shit's legit, and as a lyricist, I'm built to compete. Killing with the speed.
Rough enough to make the whole fucking ground.
Quality, fire MC, typical Jersey.
Each step is intricate, I rap magnificent.
But I keep it gilla gorilla, swinging like orangutans. Come on and get down with that artifact sound. Cut through tension and plug it, slug it, they cause a ruckus. System debugging and rugged, tougher than me mugging. Trenches tugging, reluctant, stubborn, busting, discovered. In 94, we'll report, Usher and Jersey crushing. Like back to theaters, we clear evidence and refreshing. Building aggression, renowned in a round of a second. Mind checking, invite lessons, right in the brushing. Still maneuver like rookies to keep the hunger setting. Clearly an artist till I'm dearly departed. You'll hear
This
me
is the House
regardless,
of
rock if
Boom,
you
and
feel
we
it.
are out. Peace.